AITA for telling my fiance that it's me or the dog. Strap in.
Ultimatum alert.
I have been with my fiance for 3 years. When we started dating, I already had my little dog, a tiny Yorkie. Everyone loved her. A couple of years after we had moved in together, he brought home a large pit bull mix that he found on the side of the road. We took the dog to the shelter, but they didn't have room. We decided to temporarily have the dog, but my hubby fell in love. My fiance's dog had a lot of aggression issues. We got books. We hired trainers. It was a battle. He bit several people the first year we owned him. One bite required stitches. It was awful. One bite required stitches. He never showed aggression toward other dogs. It was mostly directed at strangers. He got better, but then injured his hip and attacked a dog at a park. The dog needed stitches. Then, last week, he killed my dog. I was sitting on the couch watching some TV, and my fiance's dog was laying on the ground in front of me, licking himself. When my dog walked by, he jumped up and lunged at her, grabbed her by the neck, and shook her to death.
Jesus.
It came out of nowhere. He had never even growled at my dog before, but I can't help but blame myself for letting him near her. I told my fiance that I was done. It was me or the dog. We called the shelter, and they said that realistically the dog would be put down if we brought him in. Some of his friends have messaged me and called me a bitch, but I honestly can't push past my feelings for that dog. I hate it. AITA here.
Wow. No, she is 100% not the asshole. Not even a little bit. There's a lot of I hate all of this. This dog murdered her dog, and the fiance just didn't care.
I'm going to try to fight you on this, see if we can have some fun with it. First of all, murdering does not apply to dogs.
The dog was alive, and then now it's not.
Well, it's not murder. The dog killed the other dog, but, dogs are dogs. I can't even argue for this guy. I mean, I'm trying to empathize with this man. He loves this dog, and I have a cousin who he loves his dogs. I swear he loves his dog, probably more than me. If it was between his pit bull, these pit bull owners, they love the pit bulls.
They do?
They love them.
I personally love pit bulls. I really believe if you're good to a pit bull, it's going to be good. If you're shitty to any dog, regardless of breed, I think it's going to be bad.
Right. I mean, I happen to know some dog stats. The stats is it's very unlikely to be killed by a dog. 26 people, something like that, die a year from dogs. However, of those 26, 20 of them are killed by pit bulls. That would be incredible. I'd love to be killed by a Chihuahua.
It'd be the most annoying, slow.
How would he even do it? So if you're killed by a dog, it is a pit bull. But that's beyond. That has nothing to do with this. We're just upsetting the pit bull owners. I love pit bulls as well. They're actually wonderful dogs. They're very loyal, and I think that's actually why.
And they're just naturally strong as fuck.
They're so strong.
They're jacked.
Right. They are jacked.
You know what? This one thing I'll say about this evil dog, this little Cujo, he injured his hip, and then he murdered the dog.
Right.
So maybe let's just play devil's advocate. Maybe this injured dog was healing, and this little shit was biting at him.
That's possible.
We don't know exactly what's going on. This lady only gave her side of the story.
Yeah, and she may not have seen it either.
That's true.
The dog's doing a little nip here and there, and he picked the wrong fight.
Because little dogs are notoriously annoying. I feel like that's safe to say.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
They have Napoleon syndrome. They think they're a jefe, but they're not.
Bring me a medium dog. That is.
I love a mid-size.
Love a mid-size. I think, first of all, that this dog is dangerous.
Absolutely.
Because he was aggressive towards strangers. And now we have a situation where the dog has, as you said, murdered a dog. And I find that unforgivable. And I find her feelings, more importantly, I find the fact that her feelings can't be washed away to be very understandable.
Absolutely.
She watched her dog be shaken to death.
Yeah.
Which is weird also.
That's so sad.
It is sad. I'm tempted to make a joke about shaking babies. I'll say this. There's not a lot of beings that can be shook to death. I guess you could shake anything to death. Because if you shake a grown man and you're big enough.
You can't even shake a LaCroix.
That's what?
When you open it, it goes everywhere. It's ruined.
Right.
It's flat.
I guess you're right. Most things can be killed by sufficient shaking.
Yeah, you don't want to shake anything as far as...
That's fair.
Another thing I hate is her friends calling her a bitch. Wildly
Yeah, that's
inappropriate.
horrible. That's unacceptable. I say I want an apology from all these guys. That is completely out of line.
Absolutely.
And that's very I'm like, yo, who is this guy that's who his friends are? Like, that is wildly out of line. Like, if they sent a message were like, just so you know, Spot is my favorite dog and I look forward to going there and it would devastate me. That would be weird, but within the rules.
Right.
But dropping a B word out of there?
Yeah, like, hey, you have feelings and like you're sad that your dog got murdered in front of you. Killed.
Ugh.
Killed, sorry for the
Yeah.
distinction.
Yeah. Well, not murdered, killed. I don't think this woman's an asshole at all. I think this is a completely reasonable expectation, me or the dog, and I hope this guy isn't stupid. He's obviously dating someone who's got a good head on their shoulders. I think he should choose her, and I think that he is the asshole. So this would be a NTA situation, because you're not really supposed to just be like, well, the person they're talking about's an asshole. That's not really the premise.
Right. And do you think she was out of bounds to leave him? Because she says, I am done.
No, I think I understand for her why this is an ultimatum situation. I think ultimatums, I've learned a lot about ultimatums, and I'm happy we're getting into this. I think, first of all, you need to be very careful. You should only use them if you 100% mean them, because the problem with an ultimatum is not that it's ineffective. In fact, they generally are effective, and the subreddit doesn't generally have updates. So we won't actually know how this turned out, but I think he understood. I think he would have caved eventually. However, the danger with an ultimatum, and you don't hear enough about this in the press, you put the idea of breaking up in the other person's head, and that's ugly, and that damages trust. So you only want to pull out the big guns when you absolutely need to. And I've actually done this. I have brought out the big guns for no freaking reason. So sometimes it's just not necessary, Like if this was like the dog ate her fish, and she was like, "This is unacceptable." I don't think you don't need to go full ultimatum status.
The dog chewed up my boots. Like, that's
Right.
annoying, but it's not the end of the world.
Right, and she might want to get rid of the dog in that situation, and it might be that's the thing too. It's like sometimes the ultimatum is more damaging than what's actually at stake. That's what I'm trying to say.
And plus, I think, why would you even want to be with a person who doesn't respect your feelings? Because I feel like this guy clearly doesn't respect your feelings. Like, she's like, hey, this dog's violent. He killed my dog. Like, get rid of your dog, dude. And
Right.
he's just like, nah.
Nah, it's fine. He's a good boy.